That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, any other, any reports from the Office of the Village Manager?
Yeah, a few real quick. Update on the 4th of July. First of all, thank you. I know a lot of you actually helped to reach out and get some names to me. That was very helpful. So first of all, thank you for your help with that. This was a year that we had to kind of go to Plan B or so as far as finding a team to put together and coordinate 4th of July. And after reaching out to quite a few members of the community, we were able to get a team, and they've been doing it, working for at least 2 weeks now, and already have some contracts confirmed for the 4th, so we're well on our way for that. I know there's some concern about fireworks with some extra demand with one of the companies.
Barcelona?
Yeah, and just to let you know, we have a multi-year agreement with Man Bomber, so that's
With what?
not,
Man
Bomber, yeah, so that's not a concern that we have. So we, in case you get a question about that, fireworks, we've got that taken care of. So we're well on our way for that. Just know the plan we have this year is a 1-year plan. At the bottom of the memo, I kind of hinted at a more long-term approach that I really want to talk with probably the JP&L committee on. And that's the potential of a public events committee where, because, you know, it just doesn't stop at the 4th of July, plein air, and some other events. We're going to need to develop a strategic plan as far as getting some community support to help put on those events. So this is an item that we'll kind of talk about strategically coming up, but I just wanted to give you a one-page memo on the details of the 4th of July because I know that was on a lot of your minds. Any questions on that before I move to the other 2 items? Okay. Number 2, I just wanted to confirm all 100 spots are filled for the organics pilot collection. And we already have about 7 or 8 people on the waiting list, so in case people ask, next steps would be we need to email all 100 participants in the next 2 weeks to let them know that they're going to be getting a bin and welcome kits delivered in the month of May. And just a reminder that that will start June 1st. So we'll be working with the Conservation Committee to assemble those welcome kits and send those to the participants.
Is this 100 people that wrote checks already?
They provided either bank routing information or a credit card.
Okay.
So we have billing information.
And Tyler, I will be giving up my spot. I'm composting on the site again.
Okay.
But,
So you're giving
yeah, so a lucky
your spot.
waiting list person.
Okay, I'll make note of that. So. And then lastly, I just want to put on your radar, the 27th of April is when we'll be having that community meeting for bike lanes. So we'll went to the Public Works Committee. That was one of the things the Public Works Committee asked was for the pet and bike safety to do some outreach and get some feedback on their proposal before taking it back to the board. So this is exactly what they're doing. They have a community meeting set up to get some feedback, talk about the proposal before bringing it back to the Public Works.
That's bike lanes on Oakland.
Yes, what did I say, Lake?
You just said bike lanes.
Oh, bike lanes on Oakland Avenue, sorry. We're talking about a few bike lanes, so we need to specify that. So bike lanes on Oakland Avenue.
That's on the 27th.
27, once again, 6 o'clock, Village Center.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Items for future consideration?
Just had a question. Is there a by-board meeting scheduled, or are we doing?
No, I'm starting a list of possible agenda items, so if you have suggestions, you can email me or Trustee Bachhorst, and then we'll just schedule that.
Right now that the elections and everything are over. Are we on to future?
We
Does
are.
anyone want to go before I go? Okay, I have.
We're used to you now.
Okay, great. I have only 2 this time. Thanks for bringing up the by board when we add. So for the Local Progress, that's the organization with which I went to New York just a while back for the Sanctuary City training. I'm on their planning committee for the conference this summer, and I'll give you the information on that should you be interested in attending. It's in Boston in July. It should be nice and hot, but Boston's a great place. But that your day will be very packed, as Ann can confirm. So, but I will be soliciting feedback from board members here to see what you would, if there's any anything of interest that you think would be valuable nationally that we either do locally or are looking to do. So that's one thing. And the other item of future consideration, I'm going to try to be very delicate and also frank at the same time. So I'd like to say now that the elections are over, I think it's important to bring this up at the board. And I'm not sure how to do it, how to say it, so I'm just gonna say it. We had 2 of our board members actively working on a campaign for another individual, and both of our incumbents, both Mike and Ann, were up for re-election. And I don't know, I don't have a solution to this, and I'm going to kind of defer this, but I would like to know, or have us think about, how can we do some team building and some, in order so that if we need to affect change, that we can try to work within instead of trying to replace members that have been giving their time. And not saying that people don't have a right to, anyone has a right to support whomever they want. But I find it particularly interesting, let's just say, that if we're not working with those board members that we already have, how can we change that culture? And I don't think this is a ubiquitous, or not ubiquitous, but a common culture. I think that most of us can move on, and I hope now that the elections are over that we all can move on together cohesively as a board, continue to disagree when we need to, agree otherwise, but at the end of the day, we are elected to represent the village and to work together as a board, not as individuals. I'd also like to say that I've heard from some staff members, and I'm going to respect their wish for autonomy here, that there has been a lot more involvement, or I would say direct one-on-one board members acting as a board in approaching staff members. And that's something that to me is problematic as well, because again, we are a board we're not micromanagers, we are not the village manager. We have every right to ask questions, but we are not, together as a board is how we should work. So if there's a way for us to get, perhaps, maybe, I could use some clarification at times of what the board responsibilities are and how we can address some of these internal issues, let's just call them, so that we can all be more effective board members and as a board as a whole. So I don't know what that future agenda item would look like, but I think we have some work to do internally, and I'd like to see us actually do it.
What I hear you saying is that we could stand for some board development time and effort. I think, there's a couple of boards that I've been on, that's one thing that oftentimes is easy to push to the side, but we're no different than any other governing body of any kind of organization, and I think we need to spend some time on board development, and I would support that. And irrespective of the politics or elections, and no elections, I think now is a good time to think about that and try to make some plans for examining ways that we can become a more effective board. I would support that.
Okay. Any other items for future?
I'd like to get an updated list of the members on the different boards and commissions. We got that a while ago, but who the latest list with contacts and all that.
I'll need some time to make updates from tonight.
That's not, it's been a while.
And you can see, I think in our packet, we have the list of current vacancies,
Yes.
so you have a sense of
Yeah.
how many. Luckily, we don't have
Great.
Okay. Take a motion to adjourn here.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,